Alright guys, today I'm going to do a video and a review on Lomi. This is the composting appliance I've been seeing a lot of ads for on Facebook and in other places. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is not going to be a particularly positive review, and I will explain why. Let's get into it. Alright, I'm going to skip the obligatory opening the box type nonsense. I do want to say this because I want to give the company some credit. I noticed when they opened the box that they did use eco-friendly packaging, and I want to give the company a shout out for that because I think that that was the proper, responsible thing to do. I will say it did come with a plastic bag wrapped around it, which I thought was kind of unnecessary, but at least the plastic bag can get reused. So this thing is touted as an eco-friendly way of dealing with your compost and uneaten food type products. The reality is it's not very eco-friendly, and I'm going to explain why. First off, what you're supposed to do is you take all your food waste, you put it in here, and what this machine does is it grinds it up, and then it uses a heating element to heat it up to remove all the water. And this is why it's not eco-friendly. It's basically taking composting and requiring the use of a ton of energy to do it. I'm not saying this thing is not energy efficient. I don't know what the energy efficiency rating is. I'm saying that it uses a lot of energy to do what it does. And that's why I don't view it as being particularly eco-friendly. So let's discuss the numbers. According to Lomi itself, the unit, depending on the mode, it's got different modes: eco mode, grow mode, and a couple of other modes. Depending on the mode it's in, it can use anywhere from 0.6 kilowatts up to 1 kilowatt. A kilowatt is 1,000 watts. Its runtime is also estimated, depending on which mode you're in, at being between 5 and 8 hours. So 1 kilowatt hour means that it uses 1,000 watts per hour. If it's running for 8 hours, then it would use 8,000 watts. That's an awful lot of energy. They compare it on one of their videos to being less than what an electric cook stove uses. However, that's a little bit misleading because the cook stove uses an awful lot of energy. As far as appliances in your homes, and items that use electricity in your home, cook stoves use an awful lot. So let's compare this to some other things that we use in our homes. Like a light bulb. This LED light bulb uses 9.5 watts. This Lomi uses 1,000. So I'd have to have 100 of these bulbs going to use the same amount of energy as this thing does when it's in that particular mode. That's an awful lot of light bulbs. A laptop computer uses about 65 watts. A cell phone uses about 10.5 watts. So as you can see, the Lomi uses an awful lot of energy when compared to other things that you'll find in your home to do something that is supposed to be eco-friendly. Part of being eco-friendly is reducing our carbon footprint and using less energy. So it seems kind of contradictory to make a device that uses a bunch of energy to do something that is supposed to be eco-friendly. Another thing I don't like about this particular item is the fact that you need to buy filters and apparently bags to use it at a cost of about $39 every 3 months. That's over $150 a year. The appliance itself costs $500, and now if you're going to use it on a regular basis, you're going to end up spending another $150 a year. Personally, I don't like buying appliances where I have to keep paying to continue to use them. I also don't like the fact that this thing is plastic. Now, why did they make plastic? Because plastic's cheap and easy and probably gives them a higher profit margin than making it out of metal. I also don't like the fact that they could have made this thing with either a flushable filter or a cleanable filter, but instead they chose to use a filter that's disposable, meaning you're generating more trash. I thought the purpose of this thing was to actually reduce the amount of waste. So in one of the videos I saw, there was a woman talking about how great this thing was and how she lived in a condo and she would take her food scraps, turn it into compost that she would then use in her plants. Does she live in an arboretum? Because if you're generating food waste every week, you're going to run out of plants to dump the stuff in fairly quickly. So then what do you do with it? Well, according to Lomi, you can then throw it in the trash. Wait, what? Wasn't the whole point of this to reduce what was going into the trash? So if you're spending all this energy to break down this stuff only to throw it in the trash anyways, what's the point? I'm also not impressed with the fact that in doing some searches on YouTube for videos on this thing, apparently somebody did a video similar to mine where they gave it a lot of negative points because of the huge amount of energy it uses, and Lomi responded by sending them an order to remove the video claiming copyright infringement because the guy had used some clips out of their video. That's why I've not used any clips from their video, and I'm just going to talk about it. To me, this isn't a copyright infringement issue. This is an issue of a company trying to prevent people from knowing exactly what it is that they're buying. And I think it's kind of a slimy and dishonest mode of the company to chase somebody in that regard. The reality is that this thing uses a lot of energy, and is going to use a lot of energy, and you're going to spend a lot of money buying bags and filters for it the longer you use it. This is why I would never buy one. How did I end up with one? My wife bought it. So are we going to return it? I don't know. That's up to her. She buys what she wants. I buy what I want. We don't argue with each other. I suspect when she finds out that she's going to have to spend $39 every 3 months to continue using this thing, she's probably going to want to return it. But that's up to her. One of the things I see touted a bunch on some of the reports is apparently Jay-Z is an owner, or maybe he's a major investor in this company, as if somehow that's a selling point. Like, I don't sit at home and see, oh, that guy's a celebrity. Maybe he makes a good appliance. I mean, I don't have Mint Mobile because Ryan Reynolds owns the company. I have Mint Mobile because I'm cheap and I need a phone. So this is touted as being eco-friendly, but the reality is, in order to be eco-friendly, we don't need to be buying more stuff. We need to be buying less. And if we're buying stuff that then requires us to buy more stuff like filters, etc., to make it work, and those items have to be delivered by truck or plane or whatever, it doesn't make it eco-friendly. If anything, it makes it less eco-friendly. So that's why I'm rating this as not eco-friendly, and I personally don't want to use it. Thanks for watching.